Welcome back, Eagles Nation. It's playoff season, and the Birds are set for a massive showdown at the Link this Sunday. We're breaking down every detail you need to know about the divisional round matchup against the Rams, the state of the Eagles' passing game, and the tough news about Nakobe Dean's injury. Stick around because this is the kind of analysis you won't want to miss. And hey, if you're an Eagles fan or just love football talk, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get into it. The Eagles are back in action, hosting the Rams in the divisional round, and let me tell you, this matchup is buzzing with storylines. Let's rewind to Week 12, when the Eagles traveled to LA and laid the hammer down with a dominant 37-20 victory. Jalen Hurts was in control, the run game was unstoppable, and the defense, absolutely smothering. Now the stakes are higher, but the good news, we're at home this time. Playing at the Link in front of the best fans in football is a game changer. The energy is electric, and you can feel it even through the TV screen. But don't think for a second that the Rams are the same team we saw in Week 12. They're coming off a big win over the Vikings and will throw everything they have at us. So, let's break it all down. Let's talk about the Eagles' passing game because, honestly, it's been a hot topic this week. Against the Packers, the passing game wasn't clicking. It wasn't turnovers or bad decisions. It was just stale. Now, when things go south on a big stage, you know the analysts are going to have their say. ESPN's Dan Orlovsky, he called out the Eagles' scheme for being too basic. He's not wrong. The roots are simple, the creativity is minimal, and defenses are figuring it out. On the flip side, Chase Daniel pointed out Jalen Hurts' reluctance to take risks with tight window throws. And yeah, that's true too. But let's take a step back. The Eagles' offense is built on avoiding turnovers and leaning into their strengths, like that dominant ground game. Jalen's thrown just one interception since the bye last season, and that's a big reason why we've been so successful. The question is, can this conservative approach work if the Eagles are trailing late in a game? So far, we haven't seen Jalen have to claw back from behind in a do-or-die moment, but I believe in his ability to rise to the occasion when it matters most. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Now let's flip the script and talk about the Rams. They're coming off a big win over the Vikings, but they've got a mountain to climb before Sunday. First off, their wildcard game wasn't even in LA. It was in Arizona because of the wildfires. After the game, they had to fly back to LA, figure out their practice schedule amid all this chaos, and now they're heading across the country to Philly. Oh, and let's not forget, this is all happening on a short week. For a 36-year-old quarterback like Matt Stafford, that's a tough situation. He's a veteran, no doubt, but playing on tired legs and minimal preparation against the Eagles' defense, that's a nightmare scenario. Now, the Rams do have weapons. Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are a dangerous duo, and their ability to create big plays can't be ignored. But let's be real. This Eagles defense is built to shut down even the best offenses. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Unfortunately, we've got some tough news to address. Linebacker Nakobe Dean is officially out for the season after tearing his patellar tendon in Sunday's game. This one hurts, not just for the team, but for Nakobe himself. The guy has battled injuries throughout his young career, and he was finally hitting his stride this season. He was a tackling machine, the perfect partner for Zach Bowen, and a leader on this defense. Now, Oren Burks will step in, and while he's shown flashes of physicality, like that fumble-forcing hit on Kesey and Nixon, he's got big shoes to fill. Sean McVay's offense is going to test him, especially in the middle of the field. Vic Fangio will need to get creative to help Burks out. This brings us to the backbone of this team, the defense. Seth Walder from ESPN called it one of the most complete defenses in the NFL, and he's absolutely right. From Jalen Carter and Milton Williams wreaking havoc up front to Zach Bowen making plays all over the field, and a secondary that locks opponents down, this unit is the real deal. If the Eagles are going to win it all, this defense will be the reason. So how do the Eagles secure the win on Sunday? It comes down to three things. Play smart, but don't be afraid to take calculated risks. Jalen needs to trust A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith to make plays, even in tight windows. Win in the trenches. The defensive line needs to get after Stafford, and the offensive line has to dominate like they did in Week 12. Adapt and adjust. Vic Fangio needs to help Oren Burks with creative schemes to minimize the impact of his inexperience. If the Eagles can check off these boxes, they're heading to the NFC Championship game. All right, Eagles Nation, that's the breakdown. How are you feeling about Sunday? Confident? Nervous? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're pumped for the game, hit that like button, subscribe for more Eagles content, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and as always, fly Eagles fly.